Welcome, everybody. This Zoom is being recorded. You have an option of not showing your face if you wish. I love seeing your faces, so thank you for showing your face. It's always nice to see who we are talking to and who is there. Also, you have the ability to change your name if you want to be called something else, like love or whatever would be your desire, then you can do that. We have a little changes here. You can actually tell me to slow down or go faster. Don't tell me to go faster because it might not happen, but to slow down. Let me just share with you the screen that I have prepared for you all. How to shed 45 pounds with Young Living products, and this has been done since January. I have created this with the permission of my son Daniel, that some of you already know him. Well, I prepared the picture before and after. The before, it's actually a few years back. Yet my son has been always struggling with weight due to hormonal disruption. And you can see how he looks right now. He did shed 45 pounds right now, but total of 85 from his highest weight. So how did he do it? Well, first of all, you really have to think of, do you really want to do it? Are you really serious about your body shedding the pounds? And please notice I didn't say lose the pounds, because we don't lose nothing. We are shedding it up and we are discarding it if we choose to do so. He started with the 5-day cleanse, and I swear by this cleanse as well. This cleanse is out of stock, but it really does not make any difference because we are substituting Digest and Cleanse with Digest Vitality in a veggie capsule. So if it was a kit, if it came as a kit, it would be 2 bottles of Ningxia, so you know what to order, Balance Complete, and Digest and Cleanse that is not available. Why? Due to capsule that it cannot really duplicate, because we want capsules that are healthy and still serve you. And we do not want animal product in this. So therefore, the capsule, it really is an issue. So the empty capsules, the veggie capsules that we have are excellent source, and they are vegan for those of you who are really careful about that. So the 5-day cleanse is crucial because it cleanses the intestines. And we chose this because it's the right way to go. It only takes 5 days for your intestines to be cleansed. Therefore, we have this perfect set 5-day cleanse. Now, your intestines, you might not know this, but if you stand up, this is how long are your intestines. And I don't know how many times you go to the bathroom, how many times you discard what you have eaten, but if you can imagine your intestines being as tall as you are, or as long as you are tall, imagine how much it really is going into the toilet and how long will take for all that to really be eliminated. So Balance Complete is very important here for various reasons. First of all, we are not trying to starve. We are not supposed to starve our body. We are supposed to give body all the nutrients so it's not hungry for everything that you can get hands on. So Balance Complete is an excellent meal replacement. And it's not like you are not eating, as we are doing this 3 times a day. So a shot of Ningxia Red. My son actually did Balance Complete first. He did the shake Balance Complete, then the shot of Ningxia Red, and then in between he had water. And water intake is very, very important. And again, that's a misconception that any water will do. Actually, no, it doesn't, because water needs to be purified, and the best if you have a filter in your home. If you are buying water in containers, plastic containers are not the best. So you can purify your own water, and we can talk about that at another time. But after this cleanse, and my son was very strict, he did not want any snacks in between. So he strictly did the Balance Complete, Ningxia Red, but before any of that, the digest in a capsule. How long before that? About half an hour. So before half an hour, he would start with digest in a capsule, then there would be Balance Complete, then there would be Ningxia Red 3 times a day. And after that, he did shed about 7 pounds, which is about right for a person, for an average person. After that, we went into cleansing trio. Why? Because once you make the passage and clean the intestines, now you have a free passage. Now we can actually get into liver and cleanse the liver, or help the liver to get cleansed, so eliminates everything even better. The biggest misconception, again, is cutting all the food. Well, some people can be starving themselves and they are fine. For most of us, we really need something that is rich in vitamins, minerals, enzymes, amino acids, and the biggest thing is fiber. Fiber is the little thing that impurities actually attach to it, and they get eliminated even quicker or better. So cleansing trio is a set, but if we don't have a set, we can actually buy all the products separately. So this thing is a little tricky when you're doing a cleanse, because we have products that support your gut, or they aid the cleansing, the detox. So in this set, we have Comfortone, ICP, and Essentialzyme. And Comfortone is what we start with. So after the 5 days, you start eating. But now you are mindful of what you are eating, because after the 5-day cleanse, and I don't know about you, but every time I do the cleanse, I feel like I don't have to eat anymore. It's just freeing. It just feels excellent. It just feels wonderful. So we are going back to eating. Now we are mindful. You might think about eliminating possibly coffee or reducing sugars, possibly fats, although for my son, we didn't eliminate the fats, as he does exercise every day, and he exercises for at least an hour, and his exercise is very extensive, which we all should exercise. Therefore, we cannot eliminate fats altogether. They are very, very important. They are the building blocks for our hormones. And sometimes when we cannot shed any pounds, it's because we don't have enough fats, good fats in our diet. So actually, we actually gave him Juvatone, and I will tell you why. So we start with Comfortone, and I started him with 1 Comfortone, and they are capsules, in the morning and 1 at night. The next day we did 2 and 2, third day 3 and 3, 4 and 4, until we got to 5, and then he was going 5 in the morning, 5 in the evening for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, we added ICP. First, we start with half a spoon of ICP, and when you do it, you really need to drink it right away, as it will thicken, but this is wonderful, especially on the fiber scale, so we really need that. This is what really cleanses the 5-day elimination. So we did that, and we added the ICP, half a spoon in the morning, 1 spoon in the evening, but it was a teaspoon. It was not the meal spoon, teaspoon. And after about a week, we actually increased that to 1 spoon in the morning, teaspoon in the morning, and 1.5 in the evening. With that, we also added Essentialzyme. Essentialzyme 3 times a day. And we just kept him on one tablet, because they are tablets, one before the meal. Sometimes he forgot. So we would do whenever he could remember, just so he could get 3 times a day Essentialzyme. Essentialzymes are so important because they are the enzymes that our body forgot how to produce. So Young Living products are phenomenal because they are not replacing what we are not producing anymore. They are actually poking the organs so they start producing again. And that's just phenomenal. Now, in the evening, we added for him Juvatone. Why did we add Juvatone? Anything Juva in Young Living helps with liver. Since cleansing trio is aiding the liver to release, and it's important to do it in that order, then Juvatone helped with that yet. We also added other supplements for him as he exercises. So we did give him Powergize. We did give him Thyromin, just to support his thyroid. We did give him multigreens while he was using the cleansing trio. Sometimes you're asking me, can I actually use other product while I'm cleansing? You need to understand that cleansing is a natural process of your body. We are just helping so the body processes a little bit better. And by the way, ICP stands for I see poop, sometimes, okay? But really stands for intestinal cleansing powder. Now, Young Living has another product that is ICP Daily. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It tastes wonderful. You will notice a difference how you go to the bathroom, yet they are 2 different products. And when we are doing the cleanse as a cleanse, the original ICP is strongly suggested. So how long do we do this? For a month. Cleansing trio is 1 month supply, and we should be doing for a full month. There is something in a cycles of elimination. So the 5-day, then the 30-day, and then we start para-free. Why para-free? It's very, very powerful, unbelievably powerful concoction of cumin, fennel, and anise that are aiding digestion and promote health gut. Notice how much we are talking about digestion. Well, everything goes into digestion or lack of it. So para-free, usually an adult takes 3 soft gels, and they are soft gels 2 times a day, so morning, evening. Remember, we already stopped that cleansing trio, so now we are going into para-free, and we are doing that for 21 days. It is important to stop at 21 days, and for 7 days, we use Live 9. Live 9 is very important, and we are going to talk about it a little bit further later on. But para-free has excellent cleansing abilities, and I have people who've tried a lot of different products to eliminate whatever is, if you think about para, what it stands for, they were not successful as much we are with para-free. Very, very powerful. And I will show you what's in it. I mean, you read the ingredients, it's just unbelievable what's in here. So in case we don't have it and you want to take it as oils in a capsule, we'll take as many as you can from the list, and you can create your own, except you still don't know the proportion. So for that reason, I always suggest we stick to the ready-to-use product. Now, we do this 3 times, and there is a reason for that too. It eliminates parasites very well, but parasites do not get eliminated by 1 month. they work on cycles, but some of them are alive, some of them are hatching, some of them are gonna hatch. So therefore, we are doing this for 3 cycles. So 21 days, 7 days rest, and we take life 9. Life 9 is best if it's taken at night. Now, you can take 1 or 2. I usually take more than 3 when I am in a process of cleansing. So we do this for 3 different periods or 3 different cycles. And the last cycle of 21 days, we take life 9 for a whole month. Now, life 9 is excellent because it's a probiotic, and now we have also prebiotic in the ICP daily. That's why it's so important to take that. But it has so many live bacteria, 17 billion, in fact. And sometimes people say, well, but 17 billion is not enough because we need to have those gazillion trillions of probiotics. Well, actually, they are multiplying every 20 minutes. So if you have 17 billion in 20 minutes, you have 34 billion, and then you have 68 billion. You don't need more. You just need a product that truly works. But in order for product to work, it has to come from nature and has to come from studies. And unfortunately, especially in America, we got so good at marketing that marketing is putting something on a label and claiming is this wonderful, never heard of miracle that is gonna work for you this time, it never heard before. Well, we are so deceived on so many levels in food industry, it's not even funny. Yesterday, I watched a smart lady doing different tests, and just imagine pepper. The pepper that is not grinded, those corns of pepper. Pepper actually is quite pricey, and producing it is quite pricey. So guess what? Some very clever manufacturers made a decision that with pepper, they are gonna mix something else. And of course, now I don't remember what they are using. It just kind of escaped me, and I will let you know later. But they are using, actually, I know, it's papaya seeds. Papaya seeds actually look like pepper. So what do? They're actually mixing them with pepper. Now you can do your own test at home. Whatever pepper you bought, just put that in a glass and add to it water. It has to be room temperature water, not hot, not cold, room temperature. The real pepper is gonna go to the bottom, and the not real pepper is gonna float. Now, you don't have to discard the whole thing, just the floating ones, and then dry the rest, and you are fine. But we are being deceived all the time, including salt. How many times did you think of buying good quality salt? All the time, right? Ever since you learned that salt might be good or not so good for you. In fact, we need salt, just not the bad one. Well, you're looking for good salt. And again, you can do a test. You can bring your salt home and you can add to a glass just a spoon and add water, room temperature water, and see if it's clear. If it's not clear, it's mixed with chalk. If it's clear, you got yourself good salt. But this is unbelievable because that is not on the label. We are learning how to read labels, and then we don't know that they are doing that. Guess what they are doing to pepper, hot peppers? They're red peppers. Well, they are not so easy in production, like organic things are not easy in production, and I'm sure you know it. So they are actually grinding bricks, red bricks with it. Again, there is a test for that. Now, when thinking about healthy lifestyle, because shedding pounds is one thing, but it's not only about shedding pounds. It really is about healthier choices. And believe me, I know it's a challenge. I'm with you on it. We are bombarded from every angle. My son drinks plenty of water and he loves those vitality drops. When we started the first vitality drops, he really loved the lavender. Well, now he really loves the berry. He loves the berry better than the tangerine. But when he drinks those up, then he gets whatever is left in house because he drinks his vitality drops. Why do we drink them? Well, they are those that I'm showing you, they actually are a boost, clean boost of caffeine. So it's gonna give you a little boost of energy. The other two are not. However, they are giving you something very good, electrolytes. Electrolytes are very important, so you drink less water with better results. We are truly supposed to drink 80% of water of our body weight. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you need 80 ounces of clean water, 80 ounces. Now, if you drink a cup of coffee, you need 64 ounces just to clear coffee out. Now, are we watching this? No, because we want to live. We want to have a normal life. But you can have a normal life and still feel good and still shed the pounds. You really can. But this is what my son is using and he loves it. And so do I, frankly. And in fact, in 2 weeks, we went through 4 bottles. He really did 4 bottles. And now he went home with no electrolytes. But luckily at home, we have more. So he will have his supply. Now, exercise. And I'm sure you've seen this picture as Agnes actually posted that on social media. I don't exercise enough. Daniel does. He exercises every day, but he always has. He plays sports extensively. So he plays every single day. He practices every single day. He lifts weights, I think, every other day. And he did not have the same results. What's different now? Well, it's different because he did it in that order. He cleansed his intestines first. So when he was ready to help aiding the liver, so the liver can release all the toxins in, the passage is empty. Sometimes we cleanse the liver, but we are backed up. Well, nothing is gonna get discarded. In fact, it comes back where it came from. But he also did something else. He completely eliminated sugar and flour, so he eats no bread. He does have some cheese. He uses mozzarella cheese, but he eats omelets in the morning, as he eats omelets in the morning. He does not eat any bread. We have no, unfortunately, we cannot avoid environmental toxins, but with oils, we know how to lessen the not so positive results of it. Caffeine, he does not drink coffee, so that's easy peasy for him. He doesn't drink alcohol, or at least mama doesn't know. The stress, well, we have so many oils, and this month is just phenomenal. We have oils that are gonna help us keeping our stress at a shorter leash. And of course, lack of exercise, I cannot say that he has that, but all of those are hormone disruptors. When our hormones are off, we are really not able of shedding the weight. And sometimes we say, but I've done everything. No, you haven't, and neither did I, because it's very easy to go back to the old habits. It's very easy. And I tell you, exercising, and especially on a machine like you see me here, this is just the elliptical, whatever, you know what that is. when you watch how many calories you are actually taking off or you're working off, and you can see I have wet shirt and everything, I was dripping. So once you see those calories there, that there's only 20 and 30 and 60 calories that you worked off today, it makes you think next time you are grabbing the cookie. Well, that's only when you are not hungry, because when we are hungry, we go for whatever is around the house. So it's better not to have it. Now, what else does he take? So he takes Master Formula, and Master Formula, again, look what it says. It's to support digestive health, and it truly is. It neutralizes free radicals and provide gut flora supporting prebiotics. So you have probiotics in Life 9, but in Master Formula, we also have prebiotics. And without prebiotics, our body really does not know how to digest and discard food from our intestines. I challenge you to actually have a box of Master Formula for a month and grab really 2 bottles of Ningxia, unless you have the single-use Ningxia, for a month and see how you feel. Notice how you feel. They are amazing, and it is for 30 days, so it is for a month. He also drinks Ningxia Zinc, and zinc is another wonderful drink. Well, I noticed, and this is my personal observation, that when I drink zinc, I feel better in the area of kidneys and adrenals. And every time they're off, and sometimes I feel them, and especially when I travel, I crave zinc. One thing about Young Living, every product contains oils. Oils are actually the secret formula to getting into the cells. Essential oils, when they are true, when they are harvested the proper way, when they are grown the proper way, not the oils, but the plant, and the whole process is being followed, their atomic weight is less than 500. And with that, they have the ability to penetrate the cells and the barriers of the cell and the brain. So when you are drinking something good, and this is with naturally occurring caffeine, but this is refreshing. This is not making you jittery. So if you are taking something good with essential oil, that goodness is being absorbed by your body quicker. That's the key. He, of course, has been drinking Ningxia Red for many years, but especially now he is watching very carefully that he is taking it. And I have to tell you, ladies, that men are better in following protocols. When a man needs to follow a protocol, they do it. We women stop doing it as soon as we feel better. Ningxia Red, I cannot tell you enough about the antioxidants in here. It actually includes support for energy level, normal cellular function, and whole body and normal eye health. For those of you who know me, I used to wear glasses. I don't wear them anymore. Sometimes I just have an excuse. Well, I can see, right? But I can. And I'm reading everything without glasses, without surgery, and without any contacts. Now, is it going to work for you that same way? I don't know. But 2 to 4 ounces help support overall wellness because of the antioxidants. And antioxidants are properties that help with not aging, basically. So when you see when you see a metal and it's oxidizing, it's rusted, it's rusting. Well, so oxygenation is a process of rusting or aging. So antioxidants do quite the opposite. Now, I don't know if you realize that you might not even feel the benefit of drinking it until you stop. Then you will feel it. But if you're going to look at what is in it, plum, aronia, cherry, blueberry, pomegranate, extracts, and of course, wolfberry. Wolfberry is an amazing berry coming from Ningxia region in China. And I remember the story of Gary going to China and trying to find superfood for his Ningxia berry. It used to be Ningxia berry, he called it. Now it's Ningxia Red. And he found a farm, and there was an elderly lady that was walking down the stairs, and as a gentleman, he wanted to offer his hand, and he extended his hand, and a lady next to him just tapped him on the hand. He's like, my mom knows how to walk down the stairs. And said, well, how old is she? 120. How old are you? 90. So he discovered that in that Ningxia region, people were living really long lives because of the minerals in the soil. And it's all in the soil. And you know that our soil is really depleted lately, for a long time, actually. Now, I'm showing you the snacks because this is what he is eating, my son. He eats the protein power bites, and he takes 2 of them because he reads the labels, and it says the serving size is 2, so he is having 2. He does have the sleek bars and wolfberry crisps. He actually prefers both of them with chocolate. Now, you might actually go in and say, well, but this is too high of a sugar intake or level. Well, we got so paranoid about reading the labels that we are completely disregarding that there is a difference between sugar and sugar. This sugar is the one that your body actually needs because it's all from nature. It actually comes from the fruits. It also, like if you look at the wolfberry crisp, it contains acorn flour, quinoa, flaxseed, whey crisp, pea protein crisp. Almond provide complex carbohydrates, protein. Protein is what we really, really need. But the biggest thing about those snacks, we want to snack, period. We are used to snacking. So this is an alternative to snack at something that is gonna be good for your body. And you will see the difference once you eat those versus what is out there. And I love the protein bars as well because they are little yet really satisfying. And I usually don't take 2, I usually have just 1. And it's really satisfying. The chocolate comes from our own farm in Ecuador, and I've seen how this chocolate is being grown and harvested. And it's just amazing how it tastes. This fruit is about this big, and when you cut it in half, it almost looks like a star, but inside you have beans, and they are dark, that's the chocolate, and there is gelatin-like. And when you take a bite or a spoon and you take the chocolate with the gelatin, it's just heavenly. It's so sweet. So we developed, actually not we, Gary developed a process of drying chocolate so it's to perfection. And it's just amazing, amazing experience. So my son uses any of those. His least favorites are sleek bars without chocolate, but if they're covered with chocolate, he's good with that. So I don't know about you, but he loves it. And so do I. And I tell you, I can't get enough of them in my house because they are always disappearing. But I would rather buy those than have him turn into something that when you read the label, but yet just like with the salt or your pepper, it's not on the label that that's what there. And this is the biggest thing. What's not on the label is not so good for us, and we don't even know it. And companies do not have to disclose it. Who wants to eat brick or chalk? Now, his diet has changed dramatically. And I have been hoarding those acorn berries, and it's delicious. It's a grain. It's like a grain and cooks just like rice. And he loves it. And I add a lot of spices to it, and he loves it now. He never liked it before. We do use the acorn flour, but really not for bread, although I should go back to maybe baking bread, and maybe he would have some. The only thing is he's not missing bread right now. So if we have waffles, we had waffles, then this acorn flour is absolutely wonderful. None of the products are genetically modified, and this is the most important thing. The genetically modified things are modifying our body. Now, the pasta, the rotini pasta, acorn, it's all from acorn. And then we have the flake cereal, and he doesn't eat that, I do. I love it. But the pasta, he loves it, and the berries, he loves it. But the biggest thing is in our modern flour that it's about 42 to 48 chromosomes, but the original was only 14 chromosomes. So therefore, our acorn is only 14 chromosomes. Now, why do they modify the flour? Well, because supposedly it's a lot of us to eat and feed. And when they changed and modified the flour, it became heavier. So the heavier flour satisfies supposedly us more. I don't know. I love the acorn. So this is what I'm cooking for him every day. Now this might cause some raised eyes or eyebrows, because there is a belief that we should not be eating meat. However, meat can be excellent source of key vitamins and proteins, including B6, B12s, but the meats that we are supposed to eat should be less than 10 grams of total fat. And my son became a shopper now. He actually goes and shops for meat, and he's truly watching the label. If it doesn't say on the label, he doesn't buy it, because with mom, it probably isn't anything. So I'm not just assuming it. So what he eats in the morning is the omelets. And we do put avocado in, and we do put leafy veggies in, and that's his breakfast. And for lunch, he usually has chicken. Chicken is really high in protein, and low protein diets lead to muscle loss. Did you know that? And as a result, to a slower metabolism. Also, protein helps regulate sugar level. So if we are having the sweet tooth and we are really looking for snacks, and we have to have something sweet after dinner, or hopefully before, not after, because if it's after, then we don't even have enough vitamins and mineral acids, so we don't have enough leafy veggies, greens we don't have. So he eats usually for lunch, that's what he eats. And for dinner, he actually has beef. Sometimes he has a bison, and he was adventurous. He even found kangaroo meat, and we cooked that as well. So for those of you who do not eat meat, you have to find your own source of protein. In my home, this is what we eat. And the results actually speak for themselves. Now, the rule of thumb is that we don't have more than our own pounds. So it's like a deck of cards. And if you go to a restaurant and you see sometimes how much meat they serve, we don't really need that much. And usually we eat way more than what we need. Now, so now we actually have a need for new wardrobe. And this is what he took out of his closet. He said, Mom, I don't need any of that anymore. So Mama, of course, folded everything and we donated the clothes, but this is just a start. But I tell you, he actually came from pants size 42 to size 36 right now. So you actually can do this, and you can do this safely in a way that your body will appreciate. And you can do that and get a new wardrobe. So this is all for the presentation, so I can stop the share now. Oh, it's a full room here. That's so wonderful. And I'm gonna read any comments that you might have, because you might have comments, you might have questions. So let me just see. Kiro says here that when she drinks zinc, she does not crave coffee. Exactly, that's so true. I do, because the question is here, do I know anybody who has done the cleanse while breastfeeding? I do, because the 5-day, you might not want to do unless you are gonna eat all the snacks that are prescribed, because you really need more food while breastfeeding. Now, I'll tell you this, that the Balance Complete have been used for babies as formula or instead of formula. So it's a very good product. Now, if I was breastfeeding, I would have no problems adding the 30-day cleanse, yet we have to watch for the runs. Because when we are cleansing and we have a lot of toxins in, sometimes we have the runs. And when we have the runs or diarrhea, right? But runs, let's stay with runs, it actually really means that we are constipated. We don't have diarrhea. We are actually constipated. So when there's a lot of stuff in that wants to get out, we might get the runs. So when we take the comfort tone and we would see loose stool is fine, no problem. But if there are runs, you need to lessen the dosage. And if I was breastfeeding, I would be supporting my body even more, but I would have no problem. Me personally, I would have no problems. Now, everybody has to make a decision how you want to support your body. And your body will tell you. When you are starting using oils, take it slowly. If you never used oils before, take it slowly. Open a bottle and smell it from the bottle, even just like this. I love it. Closing one nostril, and it's important to breathe out through the mouth. And one thing about breathing in oils, if we have a lot of issues with lungs, it's important to breathe through the mouth. So we breathe in and breathe out through the nose. A natural cycle is breathing through the nose in and out. And usually we don't open the mouth to breathe out. Normally we breathe through the nose in and through the nose out. And this is a normal breathing pattern for everybody. Now, people who have issues with breathing, they are gonna breathe through their mouth, okay? But notice for people who have any devices for breathing, how do they tell them to do it? Exactly, through the mouth. Now, I invite you to take your favorite oil and do that. Just don't put it in your mouth, just do that. And notice that you are actually gonna feel the oil in your mouth. Why is that? Well, that's your proof how volatile they are, how the oil escapes and how you are getting it in. And working like that is just important as breathing through your nose. So when you are new, it's very important to smell it like that. If you are brand new to oils, do not do the cleanse right away. Why? Because you want your body to actually slowly get into clearing the system. And just by smelling the oils, you are gonna accomplish that. You will. Now, I get a lot of questions about ingesting essential oils. And I want you to understand that you are ingesting the oils no matter how you take it, because one proof you have, when you just smell like this, you're gonna have everything in your mouth. So you already ingested it, but did you take it by mouth? Not really. Well, when we smell either from the bottle or from the environment, 100% of it actually gets into our body, 100%. When we are taking it in a capsule, and that's why we have those capsules, 50% gets into the body. How? Well, liver actually chops off the other half. Now, if we place it on the skin, it doesn't even want to drop. Up to 75% is gonna get absorbed, okay? So no matter how we take the oils, we really are ingesting them, or our body is ingesting them. We just have to understand how it works. Sometimes people are afraid of taking oils by mouth because they might not understand the fact that no matter how you take them, through smelling or through taking a capsule or taking in a cream, you are taking them internally, either way. So I have a question here. Is the digestion cleanse that makes the kit out of stock? Yes. The kit, the 30-day cleansing, it's actually the lack of the capsule, it's actually making the whole kit out of stock. So that's why I am actually substituting with whatever I can. In this instance is digest. Let me see if we have anything else. And Annette, is it Annette? Somebody said here. Well, I want you to know that Sleek has a whole series, and that's weight management program, and it works. We actually had people who shed like 90 pounds and more with the Sleek shakes, and we had a whole protocol with the Sleek version. I wanted to show you what young man has done through the 5-day cleanse, 30-day cleanse, paraphilic cleanse, and changing what he eats. I'm just reading through your questions here. Okay, I guess that's all the comments. So if you have any questions, I invite you to write down your questions. If you have any comments, that would be amazing. Now, if you have any questions, if you need any support, please know that I am here for you. I always answer. Even if you don't get the answer immediately, I will answer and I will support you. I don't know if my son could have done it if he would be alone. Nobody can do stuff alone. For that reason, we have each other. And I would be more than happy to be your accountability partner, and we can maybe do that too. Now, I will mention this. Best way of doing the cleanses is spring and fall. Why? Because our body naturally is cleansing, naturally, in spring and fall. That's why people might have reactions in the spring. They say, oh, I have such a reaction, I can't even breathe, and it's spring. Well, because your body is trying to get rid of what is not so good for the body right now. Can you cook for me? Yes, I can, Annette, but you have to move into my house. But yes, I'm cooking 3 times a day for my son now. And we have a system. So yeah, the breakfast, there is no system, you just have to do it. But for the lunch, we cook the meat a few portions at a time, and I only kind of half cook them so I can finish the cooking at the time of the meal. So that speeds up the process, but it's really, it's a job, but no matter what we do, we cook or we go to a restaurant, but we go to a restaurant and sometimes we don't feel so good. So if we go to a restaurant, take plenty of enzymes. Enzymes are your friend. And then Life 9 and Master Formula. See, if we take all the supplements that our body needs, we are gonna be fine. We are gonna shed the pounds. My son does take BLM. He takes BLM because for bone, ligament, and muscle. He does take Agilise. He does take Powergize. He also, after he comes from his gym, he does drink the pure protein drink. And it is important, and again, protein, right? It's important that we have protein about half an hour or up to half an hour after exercising. So the only difference now is that he is religiously taking the stuff. He changed what he eats. And my grandson actually asked me this question. He said, Grandma, so how long does he have to keep this diet? And I said, honey, diet means eating. We are thinking diet is depriving ourselves from whatever, but diet actually it's sensible eating. So there is no diets. It's only change of what you eat if you decide that you want to be in a different place. And that's really what it is. So how to purify water at home? Well, we have, and that's another question. So we have a filtration system in our home. And I think Annette and Agnes, they have, you have, is that called Berkeley? Or how is this machine that you have called? Berkeley, the machine is called Berkeley. That's drinking, okay? I chose to have the filter in my whole house because I'm also concerned with bathing, because bathing is a big thing. We don't think about it, but you know, we are absorbing through the skin, yes? So if we have water that is contaminated, those contaminants get in our body. And I do have to tell you that when I do Zydo scans, and I do them quite regularly for myself, every time I travel, I do find water contaminants in my body, or the scan is telling me. So this comes from environment. So if there is so much in the water, we chose to invest in that. And I understand that some places you cannot really do it, but if your husband is handy, you can install this yourself. You don't have to spend 5,000, 8,000. If you want to, go ahead. We have invested $400 for the filter system that we found. It's a reverse osmosis. And this is the filtration we are using. So at least I'm not getting all that junk in my water when I am bathing or washing. So you have Kangen filter. Okay. Angelica has a Kangen filter. Okay. Do you have that for drinking, Angelica, or is that for the entire house? Because this was my biggest issue always. Okay, I'm gonna have drinking water, great. But what about washing? What about bathing? What about washing your privates? What are you washing it with? And then sometimes we have issues there. And that's where the issues are coming from. Well, thank goodness for all our products that helps. Yet, what is your body absorbing? See, and we are used to taking showers, and some houses don't even have baths anymore, bathtubs. We are using shower. Well, for those of you who are aware of energy centers in our body, and other way they are called chakras, they actually are coming from the earth up. Our shower, we get the shower from top down, but we are supposed to take the energy from Mother Earth going up. Once you take a shower down, there goes your day. So for people who have no filters, but you do have a bathtub, I highly suggest filling up the tub with as hot as possible water and leave it for 15 minutes to allow for all the impurities, especially chlorine, to evaporate. So once it evaporates, then I add my salt and then I add my oils to it. But that's a good thing to do. And really, it's mindful, being mindful of what we do and how we do it. That's the next step. Okay, so Angelica is gonna have next step, getting the house filter. It really is important. And I know there's a lot of things we have to do or we should do or whatever, but there are basics like the makeup. What kind of makeup are you still using? Are you using the chemical makeup? Everything is chemical, right? But you can use something that is mica, like our Sabi, and I love it. I know I'm at Agnes's house, so she has everything handy because she's doing her life here and she probably does her makeup here. So I have it, but that's what I have on my face. And when I go on a sun, if I drink enough Ningxia, I don't burn. If I put my minerals on my face, I don't burn. Unless it's dripping, then you know, if it's hot and I'm dripping with yeah, so then I could have actually burned. But then the next day, it's perfectly fine. And yes, I'm tan, but I'm still not burned. And I'm really lucky this year. I'm blessed having the trips with the wonderful people that I have taken. So best makeup ever, that's for sure. Thank you, Annette. I love this makeup. I don't know what I would do because it suits me so very well. And I get so many compliments on my skin and they have no idea it actually is the makeup, you know. So if you or anybody you know is complaining recently about hair falling out, just think of what procedure actually does that. Because in our world, chemotherapy does that, and you don't have to be under chemotherapy to lose your hair due to chemicals in the air. or in your environment. So just think of that. But that's on another time. That will be a different Zoom altogether. Well, thank you so much. This has been fun. I really appreciate having you here. I appreciate your comments and sharing, and thank you for your questions to my personal email and my messenger and anywhere else. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night.